In this lesson, we're going to walk through the installation of the Spring Tool Suite. Spring Tool Suite is an integrated development environment, or IDE, that we will be using to complete our lessons within the course. To get started with the installation of Spring Tool Suite, or STS, we need to open up a browser and we're going to Google Spring Tool Suite. And here you see the first link returned is the spring.io/tools site. And if we click on that link, we are going to be taken to the STS homepage. On the homepage, you will find a description of the tool. And if you read into it, you'll find out that it is an Eclipse-based IDE that has been customized to facilitate the development of Spring applications. On the page, you will notice a link to download STS, and you also see the option to see all versions. So we want to click on the see all versions link so that we can download an installer that is specific to our operating system. So on this page, one thing you'll notice is that we are currently on STS 3.7.1, and that is the release that we will be using throughout the course. I am on a Windows system, so I will select the Windows platform, and then I need to select the 64-bit installer. Now, if we click on that link, you'll see that it is a zip file. So that's how the IDE is distributed. And I'm not actually going to download this zip file because I've already done that ahead of time. So you do not need to wait on this file to download. So I'm just going to cancel that download, and then I'm going to navigate to my desktop. On my desktop, you'll notice that the Spring Tool Suite 3.7.1 zip file has been made available. So the next thing that we need to do is extract that zip file. And to do that, we're just going to right-click on the file and then select your favorite extraction tool. Mine happens to be 7-zip. So I'm just going to use 7-zip to extract to this spring-tool-suite directory. And you see the version information's on there. And that will begin the extraction of the IDE. And now that we have finished extracting that directory, we can double click to open it up. And what you'll see is that within this directory, we have an STS-bundle directory. And inside of there, we have 3 other directories. The first being the legal directory. We're not going to cover that. The next is the pivotal-tc-server-developer directory. And this contains the Tomcat server that will be integrated with our IDE. So this is a Tomcat server that has been outfitted with different features by the folks at Pivotal, who is the parent company behind Spring. You'll also see the STS folder, and we're just going to drill down into that folder, and you will notice that this looks very much like your typical Eclipse installation. You see a lot of folders that you'd recognize if you were to install a vanilla version of Eclipse. Now, what does differ is the sts.ini file, which is some configuration for STS, and the sts.exe file, which is actually going to launch the tool itself. So we'll double click that file, and it's going to bring up the splash page, and it's going to begin loading our tool for our use. As part of our first launch, we need to specify a workspace that will house all of our projects for the course. So what I would recommend is clicking on the Browse button and adding a new directory to your desktop. So simply click on Desktop and then hit Make New Folder. And we're going to call this directory sts-workspace. And once you have that directory specified, just hit OK. Now also be sure to check the Use this as the default checkbox. This will prevent this dialog from popping up every time we launch STS. Once you have specified these settings, click on OK, and the tool will continue to launch. So once the tool launches, I'm just going to resize it a little bit so we can get a better view of it. You'll notice that STS displays a dashboard that gives us some information about recent news with the Spring Framework. So at this point, we have installed our tool and we're able to use it to work through our lessons.